Okay, Mark, are you ready to wade into the sixth man of the year waters,
Sure.
which weirdly has become the most contentious race, it feels like, outside of MVP?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay, who did you have third?
Uh, I had Bobby Portis third, just
Okay,
because I think
explain.
for a team that was starved for offense a lot of the year and shot creation in general, I thought he was really important in bringing that to this team. Like he brings versatility, even if it's, I think like even with him being more of a one positional player, I do think that there is real versatility to what he brings and just being somebody who can plug and play off the bench, run offense through, um, and be Bobby Portis. So I have him there. I'm here. I'm cool listening to other options, but that's who I have at third.
I went with Tyus Jones at third, and it kind
Okay.
of ties in a little bit to my vote at number one.
I see what you're doing here.
So I think that part of being a sixth man is not just what you do off the bench. This argument that people are bringing in that, like, oh, sixth man, the only numbers that count are the numbers when he's coming off the bench. No. To me, part of being a sixth man is being able to step into the starting lineup when you're asked to and perform at that level or a higher level when called upon. The whole idea of this award is that you're coming in behind the preordained starters and making an impact. There's almost no greater impact you can make. I don't get it. Do you get it?
Hello.
Yeah. Do you understand the argument regarding sixth man of the year where bench, you only count bench numbers? It's crazy to me.
Yeah, I think it's been incredibly dumb. If we're being honest, like I love Malcolm Brogdon. I think he's second overall for me. Malcolm's been incredible the entire way, but exactly like you mentioned, like I think the idea that because IQ has started basketball games that he's automatically like not qualifiable. Like he's played 21 games as a starter. And I think it's important to know why. It's not, well, we moved him into the starting lineup. It's no, we had guys out, so he moved in the starting lineup. And we won games because we moved him in the starting lineup. Like, is that exactly what you're saying? Is that not part of being a good six man? Like being able to fill in and being, especially in the way that people want to talk about it. Like, okay, he's not just the guy scoring buckets off the bench. He's a real impact player who I had on my all defensive team, who I think is warranting of all defensive team. Who's a really good passer who can kick their offense off, who can score, has grown as a self creator. Like, what are we doing if we're saying like, oh, because you filled in for guys that were injured, you don't count, and because you had your best games when you filled in for guys when they were injured, that doesn't count. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like the Knicks won games because Immanuel Quickley came off the bench for them and filled in the starting lineup when guys were hurt. Like that, does that not meet the exact merits of what the award is about?
I think it's what the award is. Like, I think it is what the award is about. Like, not just coming off the bench and like playing minutes off the bench. Like, I think it's the totality of the award. So to get back to Tyus Jones, like Tyus Jones does a great job every single time that he comes off the bench for John Morant. And this year, it was obviously incredibly important for them to have Tyus Jones, for them to be able to bring him in when John Morant decided to go to a strip club with a firearm. Uh, it's just, to me, Tyus's ability to run that offense, his ability to be an incredible playmaker, all of it is just really high level. He keeps the offense in flow. He had a 5-to-1 assist to turnover ratio in the NBA this season. The guy never makes mistakes. He consistently is efficient. He shot 37% from three this season, 80% from the line. Tyus Jones is my pick at third. I went with Immanuel Quickley at one. Who did you go at number one?
I had Immanuel Quickley at number one.
Okay, so let's do the numbers breakdown on this. So if you look at the per game numbers, Malcolm Brogdon, 15 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, 4.6 assists. Immanuel Quickley, 12.7 points, 3.2 rebounds, 3.1 assists. That is, advantage Malcolm Brogdon in theory. If you look at a per 100 possession metric, Immanuel Quickley, 26 points per game. Malcolm Brogdon, 25 points per game. Basically the same in terms of rebounding. Malcolm a little bit higher in terms of assists. In terms of efficiency, Malcolm just like very slightly higher across the board, like slightly higher assist rate, slightly higher true shooting percentage. Nothing crazy. Quickly turns the ball over less. They're close in terms of advanced numbers. The defense is the differentiator to me. Like Quickley has a real cases in all defense guy. Malcolm Brogdon's fine on defense. Like he's switchable. He's a little bit slow now. He's useful on defense, but big, enormous, strong. You can switch him on to bigger guys. Immanuel Quickley, like, has completely changed games for the Knicks defensively this season. And ultimately, that's kind of what it comes down to for me. Like, when I watch Immanuel Quickley play, it feels like his presence completely alters the shape of games for the New York Knicks. When he gets on the court, it is an entirely different game than what the Knicks were playing previously. With Brogdon, it feels like a lot of the same. It feels like the Celtics run their scheme. They do what they do, and it works because the Celtics are an incredible basketball team led by Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, etc. But it feels like to me, Malcolm Brogdon is another cog in that machine that just whirs along, on that wheel. Immanuel Quickley to me, like, is not like he's the one like driving play a lot of the time for the New York Knicks, which is why I went Immanuel Quickley as sixth man of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything to add to that. I'm with you in the same boat. Like, I don't, not that I think you're devaluing Brogdon. I still think Brogdon's been incredibly important, and having the ability to be as steady as he's been has been huge for Boston, in keeping their stuff together. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I think this is IQ's award at this stage.
Yeah.